Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back to the channel. In this one today, we're going to be continuing with our top 5 series. For this one, it's going to be the top 5 best weapons in Black Ops 3 Zombies. Now, I already did this with Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, so check that out if you haven't already. But yeah, with this one, it's pretty straightforward. It's only going to be weapons that are specific to Black Ops 3 only. So nothing like the RPK that was added in for Chronicles, nothing like the M1911 or any of that sort of stuff. Just going to be weapons that are strictly on Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 3 only. Now for this one, we obviously have to have some criteria as well, and for the criteria, it's going to be the ammo, the damage, the points, the ease of use, and the accessibility. Now with these 5 criteria out of the way with, without a further ado, let's just jump right into it. Now coming in at the number 5 spot is going to be going to the KRM. Now the KRM is a really good shotgun in zombies in general. Unlike other shotguns, it is purchasable off the wall, which in my opinion just makes it a lot better because it does get some accessibility points for that. Overall, though, its damage is really high as well. Not really that good when it's unpack-a-punch, but when you do get it pack-a-punched, it can reload a lot quicker. The ammo is really solid, and even if it wasn't, it would still be very viable to use because of the accessibility. You can buy it off the wall really easily, refill the ammo really easily as well. I like to use this weapon on Horizon Drak whenever I just need to run around the map without a bow because I can easily get rid of the Panzers and I don't have to worry about the ammo with it either. I also like using it on Shadows of Evil. That's another great map that this weapon works on because you can grab it off the wall right away as soon as you leave the starting room, and then you can use it to kill the Margwas when you pack-a-punch it, or if you're on the early rounds, it could still be useful to kill them as well. You can also use it to kill the meatballs if you're doing the flag step. Really useful weapon all around. I do love running this one a lot. Always a gun I constantly have to go for because it's very easy to pick off the wall. Only 750 points and you get a lot of value off of it, like I said. The only downside that I do have with this weapon, however, is that the points isn't really that good. You're not going to be getting much points because it is the Black Ops 3 point system, and shotguns don't really help you too much when it comes to making points. It still is really good in terms of ease of use, however, because you can just instantly run around with it. It's very lightweight, isn't an LMG, so you're not struggling to move around the map whenever you are running around with it. It also is very easy to just shoot zombies down with it because when you do get a pack-a-punch, it has a really fast rate of fire, and you can reload multiple bullets at once when you do get it pack-a-punched. Overall, just a really solid weapon and deserving of our number 5 spot. Now coming in at our number 4 spot is going to be going to the FFAR. Now the FFAR is just another phenomenal weapon when it comes to playing zombies. It's really good for just damage output in general. The damage is really high with this weapon. I remember when it first came out, I thought it would be the Black Ops 1 version of the FAMAS, but it's a completely different weapon. It does more damage in general. It has a lot more ammo as well. Granted, the recoil and the ease of use isn't that great. You can still move around fast with it, but it is a little bit wobbly when it comes to the recoil with this weapon. The points is really solid if you're getting into the later rounds. It's a fully automatic AR, so it's going to be really useful when it comes to the points. The only other problem that I have with this gun is the accessibility because you can only get it out of the box. It's not really that hard compared to other box weapons. I usually get it out pretty quickly, but it still is a box weapon and you do have to rely on luck in order to get it out. You also can't buy ammo off the wall with it, which does kind of suck. But overall, the damage is really good. It is up there with some of the best ARs in terms of damage in zombies in general. Its ammo is also really solid. It did a huge improvement from the FAMAS in Black Ops 1, so the ammo is really solid as well. And since it's a fully automatic, you can make more points into the later rounds. Overall, just a very great weapon. The only problem that I do have with it is, like I said, the ease of use when it comes to the recoil is a little bit wobbly, and the accessibility it does also suffer with as well. But overall, definitely a gun that I will always use whenever I'm playing on Gorod Krovi, and deserving of our number 4 spot. Now coming up next on our list, we got the DRAKEN. Now the DRAKEN is a sniper rifle, so obviously it's going to come with a lot of damage, and it sure does. In the later 50s, you can still use this weapon. It is very solid to use. The only problems that I do have with it is the ease of use because it is a sniper. You do have to constantly aim down the sights. You can't hip fire with this weapon or else you're going to miss some bullets. You also have to worry about the ammo as well and the accessibility. But with those 3 things out of the way with, when it comes to the downsides, the damage definitely makes up with this weapon in general. Definitely the highest dealing damage out of most guns in zombies ever. Can take you up into the 50s, maybe even the 60s when it comes to zombies. very solid in terms of the damage overall. You could take this into any map and do well in the boss fights, like on Gurad Krobi. You can easily take down Nikolai and the dragon, which is very good and handy for that. Also really solid in terms of mini bosses. In this clip here, you can see that I take down Panzers really easily with this weapon. The point making ability isn't the best with this weapon either, because it is a sniper. If you do get into like the later rounds, then it can be useful for making points, because you do have to shoot a little bit extra bullets and you do have to land some headshots as well. But overall, the points isn't really too good. Granted, this gun does suffer a lot in terms of these categories. It isn't really too good with the ammo or the accessibility. The ease of use, like I said, it's a sniper rifle, so it's not the easiest to use. Fortunately for this weapon, it does come with a lot of attachments that you can put on it to make it a lot better. But overall, what is going to bring this gun up to the number 3 spot is the damage, because in terms of just damage by itself, it is up there with some of the best weapons in all of Call of Duty Zombies. So for that, it's going to be coming in at our number 3 spot. Now, coming up next at our number 2 spot is going to be going to the HVK. Now, I know a lot of you are probably going to be complaining about where the ICR or the KM44 is at. In my opinion, I just think that the HVK is a lot better. The ICR and the KM44 are still really solid weapons. If I did have an honorable mention for this list, I would probably put them on there. But in terms of just the ammo in general, I think the HVK does a lot better. The damage is pretty much about the same, if not better, when it comes to the HVK. You can also get it off the wall on pretty much every single map, so it does have the accessibility going for it as well. I love using this weapon a lot on any map that I play on, because all around it's just a really good weapon. You can use it for points into the later rounds or the early rounds. It's really solid for that. You can pack a punch it and use it for the later rounds in terms of damage as well. Really solid in terms of that. You have a lot of ammo to work with this weapon as well, and with the attachments in the Black Ops 3 system, you easily have a great ease of use. It's not too bad with the recoil. Overall, in terms of all my categories, this gun just fits really well in terms of ammo, damage, ease of use, accessibility, and the ability to make points. It just does everything well. Granted, it doesn't do it the best like some other guns on this list, like the DRAKEN, but in terms of just a solid weapon that you can always rely on no matter what round, no matter what map, no matter what game you're playing on, the HVK is always going to be a solid pick. So for that, I'm going to be putting it at our number 2 spot. Now, coming in at our number 1 spot for both the best gun in Black Ops 3 Zombies and my personal favorite gun in all of Call of Duty Zombies, this is going to be going to the Dingo. In terms of damage, the Dingo completely outperforms most guns in Call of Duty Zombies. You can take this into the 40s, the 50s. It's really solid in terms of the damage overall. In terms of ammo, it's an LMG, so you can hold a lot of ammo with this weapon. Really solid in terms of ammo and damage. The ease of use is really good for an LMG. You can move around fast with it. That's kind of why I like this gun a lot more than most LMGs in the game, because it is a really good gun to move around with. Really good in terms of mobility and recoil, just all around a solid weapon when it comes to the ease of use. The accessibility is the only part where it does kind of suffer a bit, because you can only get this weapon out of the box. Granted, it's not the hardest weapon to get out of the box, but you still do have to rely on luck as well with this weapon. That's the only downside that does come with the Dingo. But in terms of other things like the point making as well, in the later rounds you can make a lot of points because the fire rate is really fast with this weapon. In terms of damage, ammo, points, and ease of use, this is by far one of the best picks that you can pick up in Zombies. If only you could buy it off of the wall or have an easier way of getting it, I would probably put it a little bit higher, but even then it's still an astounding weapon. I always pick this up whenever I get out of the box, regardless of what map I'm playing on. Overall, just a great weapon. Personally, my favorite, and in terms of the categories that we have listed off, the Dingo deserves our number 1 spot. Anyways, that's going to wrap up this video for today. If you did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, do all that. You already know what to do. Leave your comments down below if you want to see me do any other type of content. Check out the Comfy Cushion podcast as well. It's a podcast me and my friends do. We just started uploading again, so definitely check that out. We're going to be trying posting a little bit more. We did have a little bit break, but yeah, definitely check that one out as well. And yeah, I got nothing much else to say, so peace.